right, Grand Rising, we're here. Come on in. Let's dive deep into the fifth dimension of gratitude. Go tag a friend, tag a family member, let them know Spiritual Success TV is live and our early morning empowerment segment. Let me just throw Grand Rising up here on Facebook this morning. I want to make sure that I'm transmitting okay. And while I'm doing that, invite a friend, invite a family member. Let them know we're alive. It's going to help us tremendously, all right? With that being said, happy Wednesday. And let's get ready to activate the success mind. We're going to go ahead and sit with our feet flat, back straight, hand on heart, hand on core. Take a good healing deep breath in and exhale. And relax. From the crown of the head, skin over scalp, eyes, cheek, tongue and mouth. Drop those shoulders down from the ear. Relax those arms, those fingers. Come on, relax everything. Sit up erect, your core, your thighs, your legs, your feet. If you're sitting uncross those feet, take a good healing deep breath in again. In through the nostrils, out through the mouth. Tap in. Tap in. Turn the focus inward to the rich inner life. Tap into the expansive awareness, the expansive consciousness, the expansive dimension of just love and grace that is within. Everything that we need is within, beloved. Practice looking inward. Next deep breath in and exhale. Let's just relax because all is well. Grand Rising, Brian, thanks for joining us live. Grand Rising. All right. So we've covered a lot of ground over the last 57 days, 56. Today is number 57 that we've been here. What are we doing? 30 days, a new habit. 60 days, a new mindset. 90 days, a new lifestyle. And I encourage you from day one to use this time period. Didn't know how long we were going to run beyond the 14 days that we started with. But here we are, day number 57. And use these days of discipline to help you. So we want to take a deep dive, We want to take a deep dive today, y'all, into the fifth dimension of gratitude. And we want to look at our calling, our career, our commissioning, our business, anything that have supported you in being able to live and to promote the assignment that you are here to do. Now, I want to take a moment and I want us to really rest with this affirming declaration today. That you are here for a divine purpose. Each and every one of us are. We all have purpose. Purpose is not something so deep and so elusive that you just can't figure it out. First of all, you are doing your purpose every day. In some way, shape, or form, you are doing your purpose every day. Anything that you're doing that is meaningful, that is impacting the life of anyone else, you're in your purpose, right? Now we can go to be more specific to what you are called and what you've been sent here to do. And that's not as difficult as we think it is either. So we want to really give some attention today to the giftings that we came here with and not take it for granted. I call them your wealth attractors. We have a whole course called Dynamic Wealth Activation. And one of the things that we brought to our community was tapping into your wealth attractors. And these are the things that you came here with. You equipped yourself before you came into this dimension with giftings and abilities that's unique to you. We want to begin to look at that and start transitioning into deeper purpose But first, we want to acknowledge and aware what these wealth attractors are. What are these things that allow us to do our career, our calling, our commissioning, to build business, to build community? What are these unique things that you came here with? And how to identify that and honor that and begin to implement that so that you have greater impact. All right? So when you are intentional about becoming more aware of your gifting so that you have more impact in the lives of others and your purpose for what you're here for, you're going to go a long way. So when we look at gratitude for your gift, your calling, your commissioning, start identifying. Listen, this is why I call them your wealth attractors. We all have them. These are the giftings and the talents and abilities that you came here with. Nobody necessarily had to teach you how to operate like this. This is why in sacred text, the writer says you don't have a need of anyone to teach you. They're talking about your wealth attractors, these natural giftings that you were born with. Can we just take a moment and just be so deeply grateful and show some gratitude and respect for the giftings that you have? Those are the things that come very easy to you. You can easily perform certain tasks. I would tell people that you could wake me up out of a deep sleep. Y'all ever been in a deep drunken sleep where you wake up and it takes you a minute to get orientated because you don't even know where you are, right? You could wake me up out of a deep drunken sleep, hand me a script and say, we need you to teach this. And within 5 minutes, I could look at it and go out and teach it. That's a gift. You have to recognize and own your giftings. Now, we complicate and compromise our giftings. We complicate and compromise our giftings when we get into comparison or when we're in communities that do not honor your gifting. So in my Western Christian religious background, apostolic Pentecostal background, I was in an environment that did not primarily celebrate the teacher, which is my wealth attractor. That's my strongest gifting. I came here to teach, right? So if you're in an environment or community that don't celebrate your gifting, you'll end up compromising or you'll end up comparing. So what did I do? They honored and they prized highly the anointed preacher. So what did I do? I trained myself how to preach. But as I began to grow and mature, I began to honor my wealth attractor. When you are in your gifting and operating and celebrating your gifting, it provides everything that you need. I used to say this to the people at New Life, that, God gives you the gift. He anoints the gift, give you opportunity to use the gift, and then pay you for using the gift. That is a wonderful deal right there. So you want to tap into your top. We do all kinds of assessments to figure out what are your top 3 or top 4 giftings. And then you want to do that. I believe I forgot the author's name. Forgive me. But they call it the zone of genius, right? These are the things that you are brilliant at. And the way that you do it, no one else can do it. And so when you delegate tasks, you want to delegate the tasks that you're pretty good at, but you want to be in the area where you're brilliant, right? Come on, talk back to me. Let me know, what are some of your natural giftings, things that you could do blindfolded? Nobody really has to teach you how to do it. You just do it. From a little child, they ushering me up to the front of the room. My mother would always use me to get up in the front of the room. That's just natural gifting, and you want to honor that. We want to bring gratitude to that, because that allowed you to have a career. It allows you to answer the calling and to be commissioned in specific assignments, right? Like my assignment from 2009-10 to now, my assignment, this is going to be 15 years, have been to walk one-on-one, hand in hand, as a mentor, as a coach, as a spiritual leader and advisor. Prior to that, the 30 years prior to that, I was more in public gatherings, in a church setting, in a conference, right? But now my assignment is to walk one-on-one, to take people by the hand. What happened to me? How did I get there? I realized in my career and even in my calling, I hit a wall. I realized I couldn't go any further on the level that I was on. And that's when I went and invested in myself and hired one of their nation's elite coach to work with me. I felt like I needed someone to take me by the hand, pay attention to my specific issue, help me through my challenges, and support me while we go. And when I connected with her, it was all set up. You know how you have somebody's number, somebody referred her probably a year ago, and the number was in my contacts. And one day I was in my office at New Life. I was still senior pastor at the time. And that number and that name popped up. And I didn't really know the person. And I was like, but I know this name for some reason. Why did this number just pop up like this? And something said, call, just call. And so I began to call. Thank you, Brian. Let me give credit to that. I appreciate you. Brian was my very first personal assistant. Love you, love you, love you. And we're going to keep it quiet. Never had another one like you. We don't want the others to hear. But thank you. Gay Hendricks, right, author, Zone, the Genius Zone. Thank you. And so the number popped up on my screen and something just plagued me. And so finally something was saying, call. Just call the number and tell the person. The number popped up. It seems like it should be important, but I don't know who it is. And I did just that and asked, well, who are you? You were in my contacts. I don't recognize the number, but it seems like you're somebody I should know. And it was my first mentor coach. I connected with her that day. And she took time right there without an appointment, anything, and we talked. And when we had our very first meeting, that meeting, she said something that resonated so deeply. And it was simple, but it was profound. She said, you left Ilona behind a long time ago. And that was so true. The tears just poured down my face. When you're in service to others, you could be so busy, even if you're in a relationship with a significant other, you could give away so much of you and compromise so much of you to satisfy, please, and make things work for others that you are not really tapped into the core and essence of who you are. And you can be a blessing to many, but really you could be harming yourself. And when she said those few words, you left Ilona behind a long time ago, that is when everything just came together and I was able to just take a breath. And I was able to let go of all of the other responsibilities, people pleasing, all of the self-doubt, because I'm constantly trying to compare myself. And this was the time of the mega pastors and the mega churches, right? To come back home to who God called me to be. And that's what I want to give to you today as we have this gratitude for our career, our calling, our commissionings, right? You have to first honor who you are and come back and get you. Come back and get you. And you cannot die because others refuse to live. And I remember having to say that to a spouse. I cannot die because you don't want to live. Right? If you are not cooperating with your assignment and what you've come here to do, I cannot deny me because you won't acknowledge you. So it takes courage to acknowledge yourself. And what we want to do is that we want to expand. We want to expand on our calling, our career, our commissioning so that we have greater impact. So our prayer formation for today is we want to decree expansion. So number one, let's go back. I want you to be aware of and identify your natural gifting, your wealth attractors. This is the thing, the gifting that when you tap into it, no matter where you go, that gift is going to work for you. And as a foundational support, we use the story of Joseph that had the gift of interpreting dreams. And no matter where Joseph went, if he was in the pit, if he was in the prison, or if he was in the palace, he honed in on his wealth attractor. That ability to connect with people, that ability to interpret dreams worked for him no matter where. Your gifting will work for you. Those wealth attractors will work for you no matter where you are, what condition you are in. I'm getting a shadow behind me of my ring light. That's because the sun is shining directly this way. Don't let that distract you, all right? Like it just did me. So Joseph, no matter where he went, when we looked at that story, that gifting that he was born with served him well. If you remember, even before that, that gifting caused the jealousy in the family. That gifting caused even the parents to step back and say, oh my gosh, who are you and what are you talking about? Because that gifting was working. And it will always work. It is your wealth attractor. So we want to tap into that. We want to acknowledge that. We want to acknowledge what is that unique thing that you can do that's so easy for you. That's what you want to focus on. That's what you want to acknowledge. That's what you want to celebrate. Can we take a moment? Come on, talk back to me. What do you think is your number one gift? And now, if you're like me and so many others, we are multi-gifted, multi-talented. There are many things that we can do, but we want to get to that wealth attractor. We want to get to that genius zone. We want to get to that thing that you are brilliant at. And you want to acknowledge yourself as being brilliant at it and stop waiting for someone else to give you permission to honor who you are and to honor your gifting. Now, we have gifts that we like to do. So in my top giftings is that of a teacher, that of an administrator, right? I can study, I can research. All of that supports what supports the teaching gift. Highly intuitive and prophetic. Those are the top giftings that I've worked with that served me well and continues to serve me well. So you have everything you need to be all that you need to be. And we want to celebrate that. We want to have gratitude. So our prayer formation to today, we decree expansion. We decree expansion and impact in our career, in our calling, in our commission. Sometimes you have a special commission. Yes, 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 yes. Yes, you are prophetic and highly administrative. Absolutely. And that is where your wealth lies. Anything you decide to do that will allow you to use those giftings, you're going to be successful, right? So we want to decree, I'm looking at the prayer formation, decree expansion, impact, and fulfillment. We want to decree expansion, impact, and fulfillment in alignment with your divine calling, your mission, your commissioning. We want to decree expansion there. We want to come into divine alignment and full agreement so that we have fulfillment of that which we've been sent here to do. I want us to just rest and breathe here for a moment, because I'm feeling, sensing this even in the replay, even a year, 2 years later, somebody's going to come across this and they're going to need this. You're going to need to take that breath and just relax and honor your giftings. Honor that wealth attractor. Every one of us particularly if it's a thing here. Well, it's not even in the West, but globally, right? You want to make that impact. I don't want to just run to money, but I'm using this just to make a point. We can all be millionaires, multimillionaires, billionaires, because we have the innate gifting. The innate gifting that if we use it, if we promote it, when I say promote, I mean put it in front of the people that need it, they'll come, they'll be attracted to it. So we're going to be thankful and grateful for our wealth attractors, for the giftings. We honor it. Do not belittle your gifting. Do not take it lightly. The reason why some people don't know what their giftings are, because it's so natural and so easy, they don't think it's a gift. They could do it with little to no effort. So you don't think it's a gift. That's one of your greatest giftings. That's one of the greatest giftings. Yes, 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 yes. Yes, this is live. This is live, Andrea. Yes. So we're going to breathe and we're going to land here. And we want to do that. I brought up some of our teaching from DWAR today about our wealth attractors and being grateful for your career, your calling, your commissioning, and how to use these gifts to have greater impact. So we breathe and we rest here. This is the fifth dimension of gratitude for your calling, your career, your commissioning, and we're honoring our wealth attractors, our unique gifting that help us do just that. All right, I'm going to release you with many blessings for the rest of your day, and we'll be back tomorrow, 7 a.m. Eastern. Bye for now.